Are you ready for your first act this evening? Alright, good. Give me a number one. Keep those hands clapping. Keep them going. Keep them going while they're going. Spartans! Ladies! Show some love for the one they call FeFeDean! Yes. Sorry, I start everything saying yes. I just want to tell you what I believe in first, and then I'll start, okay? I believe that the wind is alive and the moon is sleeping on those star-filled nights when the world is so still and your soul is at peace and the wings of the butterfly could tame the beast. Because inside the body resides the power of peace, but not until the world starts spinning will the 7 deadly sins cease. So until that day, I'm decoding nature rules until I find a way to tell the whole world that the king is alive. Persistence and resistance against the negative thoughts, the whisperings behind our back that deflame our torch, because we are all the light in the dark. And whoever thought that 2 rocks could ignite a spark, and it's that spark of life in our heart that we cling to. Now when they, the impoverished children, will sing to, dancing under the sun, the moon and the stars, put trouble to a side and rejoice in your heart. Revealing the thoughts of my mind is like a fusion of movement, dreams, confusion, conspiracy theories and sleep-induced delusions. Mind of a madman, got theories on how to live life, but it's hard to carry out my personal life plan when the government are in power like Pinocchio in the hand. We're taught to step out of a box, but we're straight into another. Prison sentence, yes, they've taken a few brothers. And you can get your tongue cut stuck to the floor. You're begging for water, but they're giving you more. Filling your heads up with the words of the law, making a believer unbelieve. Thank you. That was called I Believe, and it's part of a series of kind of 5 poems / raps. Yeah, my name's FeFeDean. You can follow me on Twitter at FeFeDean. I've been writing for like 12 months, and this is my second proper performance. So, I'm just going to do 2 more a cappella pieces. I've never really like done stuff over a beat before, so I keep it simple with a cappella because I just prefer words as opposed to beats. Okay, this is called I Want. Yeah. Okay. Actually, no. Wait. I'll get you lot involved. All right. When I say, I'm gonna finish by saying I want, and like, all right. Put your hands up if there's something in this world that you want to change. There's anything in this world that you want to change. Okay. And that's most of you. So when I say I want change, I want you lot to say I want change, because there's stuff in this world that I want to change, and you lot put your hands up, so yeah. If you give me air, then it's dead, but just try and vibes with me. Alright. I want the human race to be individuals and stand up and be accounted for, because we all fall into our niche, but you are all worth more than being another number among fingers at a computer tax for a governmental blunder, and how society comes together but stumbles at the first hurdle and personal identity becomes lost in the dark waters of the mind like a message in a bottle. Drifting ashore, but the message you wrote was all waffle, so you wasted your time depicting your mind trying to find the words that would allow you to be found. 2 knees on the floor, 1 head on the ground, praying to the king that you'd hear the heavenly sound of trumpets as you were lifted high on shoulders as a conqueror. Surviving the strangleholds of the media, yes, I can never doubt your credentials, but I want us all to be able to express love how we want to. And one man's idea of love is another's idea of the mental. And the growth of the world is exponential, but kids with toy guns and swords become experimental and diamond wars kill. But when there's a will, there's a way. We can bask in the sunshine and believe that tomorrow will be a better day. And does the red sky at night symbolize the bloodshed in a country where the man in power has a number over every enemy's head? But don't believe you're better off dead, because things will change, and if we all say so, they will. I want change. I want change. Oh, thank you very much. That's I want change. Okay, this is, I don't know what this is called. It's a bit longer, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, it's about life in London. I was born in Brixton. I've lived in Hackney. I currently live in Dulwich. I've been around a bit, and this is kind of something about London, I suppose. So I love London. All right. I can never express my true love for London, but I expect love for love in abundance. Old tower blocks, but it's the kids that run them like a maze in the sky, but a death in a dungeon. In debt to the street because we're lost on the path that we know so well, which was once considered heaven is now considered hell, because darkness dominates where light used to dwell. And I've got an appetite for a fight with my heart, but like a circle, I'm trying to find the start. So complying with the world wasn't what I was made to do. I've been the white kid with the dog, Shaggy and Scooby-Doo. And I've seen battles with biscuits between big kids, and I've stood on corners where bricks get blitzed. And friends were tripping, but the path was smooth. They were lost in the mind, eyesight was screwed. And I've never looked for the sympathy vote, but mum tried to turn a gunshot scream into a symphony note. I used to chill at the rep where your rep could get wrecked if you tried to step to the platform but missed the first step. The streets were cold but people were colder. Heat was latent, any second an explosion. Now we'd win the same city, but eye line is different. I'm seeing jumbo jets while you're conversing with the pigeons. And I learned to fly without reading the manual. If there's a red dot on your head, there's a hand on the handle. Corrupt governments are out of the scandal. Eyes on me and you'll come to a standstill. Protest march, but believe me, I can kill. So I'm telling you all, your opposition are in power. So we got to treat every minute like my final hour. I speak words to ignite and words to empower the rising up of the new generation. I'm not trying to make ends meet, but I'm trying to unite the nations. And I'm irate with you, but I rate your patience. And I don't miss you, but I miss your absence. And you counteract me and imply the balance. Go against what you need like shit and talent. See, the world spins slowly, but my mind is racing. Complexities of life, sin misplacing. Situations we know to avoid. I was lost in transition, I fell into the void. And in this world the restraints are amazing. Locked in a cell, eyes closed but we're gazing on our utopian dream. Trying to realise all we want is just to reign supreme. And it's sad that that's mankind's goal in life, it seems, because in truth most dreams deviate far from reality. Heaven of demons, far from the angels that we want to see. The walls are closing in, but it's nothing more than a challenge to me. So I class them out like assurance replacing anxiety. Thank you. I'll do one more. Okay, it's another bit where you lot can get involved. When I say the media hype us all up, but the hype is the media, sometimes we think too much. I just want you to say, sometimes we think too little. Because I think a lot of the time, stuff's put into our mind that we don't really believe in, and kind of, yeah, I don't even know how to explain myself. But yeah, when I say the media hype us all up, but the hype is the media, sometimes we think too much. If you say, sometimes we think too little. So let's give it a go. The media hype us all up, but the hype is the media. Sometimes we think too much. Sometimes we think too little. Thank you. All right, let's go. Wait, when I first performed this, I did it with a band, so it might be a bit dead now, so I apologise. Okay. At the moment, nothing's clicking. I'm swaying my arms, but I've lost my rhythm. We're all blind to what's behind us, oblivious to the facts that they're supplying. And with this government, there's no hiding, tracing at every step, smashing down doors like we're in The Shining. Great patches in the system, no answers, no providing. For the lost souls in the underworld, searching but never finding, lost but never found, alive but never a sound, swept under the carpet of acceptability. I like this businessman standing next to me who's accepted for his role, but inside he's nothing more than a man with a sign begging. The media hype us all up, but the hype is the media. Sometimes we think too much, sometimes we think too little. Okay, next verse. Sorry, I've lost my flow. Sometimes we think too much, sometimes we think too little. And you can say you love your city, but when we go to war, are you going to be there with me? I've seen a lot in my life, but I can tell you what a war is. Corrupt governments, the problem's enormous. These grey streets call them an urban playground, too fly to lay low, so I roll my dice and away we go. Snake eyes, that's two new men on the roads. My team know the path to take to avoid the camera and the media. Swell opponents in power, but I control my world. Destiny in my hands, I'm going to make this work. The media hype us all up, but the hype is the media. Sometimes we think too much. And have you ever thought where CCTV cameras feed to? Is it beneficial for a government YouTube? Laughing at the errors as their expensive cars speed through, turning the back of what really needs seeing to. And they might provide the NHS, but is that beneficial or to release the stress of a state in need of a miracle? God's healing power, stop trying to be lyrical, I'm just speaking the truth. Like a cat on a hot tin roof, it's a classic, no doubt, no fluke. People stand up and be accounted for who you are and what you do. The media hype us all up, but the hype is the media. Sometimes we think too much. Take off your mask of lies, step out of the shadows and expose what's behind, and feel your true worth and why you want to grind, because money might be your motive, but money is time, and I've got deadlines to meet. I rolled in Rolex time. So you can say you're out of this world, but are you out of your mind? And you can say you're chilling on Mars, but correct me if I'm wrong, the sun's got the shine. And do you ever look up to the sky? Questions on my head, I know I'm wondering why. God is creator, but poverty and suffering arise. The media hype us all up, but the hype is the media. Sometimes we think too much. Thank you very much, that's me done. Show some love for FeFeDean, please. Hold on. Just want to double check. Your Twitter, is it FeFeDean
Just FeFeDean, yeah? Okay.